To get more on the feeling there, let's go live to London with France 24's Bénédicte Paviot. Bénédicte, what's the latest on the protests there?
Well, strikes. Hundreds of thousands of workers who've taken again to the streets and taking industrial action. And these are mainly disputes over pay, sometimes over pension or working conditions as well. It's reported to be the biggest day, in fact, of industrial action since the current wave of industrial action started, well, really last summer. So teachers in thousands of schools across England are striking again, and that is today and tomorrow. Unions want above inflation increases, they say. Civil servants working across more than 100, I believe even 120 departments, government departments, are striking over pensions, job security, redundancy terms, and over pay. That's the biggest strike of civil servants so far, with, we think, as many as 150,000 taking part. University lecturers are also out on strike. London Underground drivers are also on strike, and they've brought really the entire tube network here in the British capital to a halt. Junior doctors are into the final day of their 72-hour strike, affecting hospitals across England. When you know that they make up about 45% of the medical workforce, you can imagine the impact they're having on emergency care and also on planned care. BBC staff working in local and regional TV, radio and online services in England are also striking for 24 hours over planned cuts to services. So ministers have so far resisted public sector pay rises, but all this, as you say, as the Prime Minister is facing his weekly question time right now, and as in a few minutes' time after that, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, the Finance Minister, will stand up and deliver what is a very big event in British politics and economics, and that is the budget.
Indeed. And of course, this comes in a particular context because I'm sure the Finance Minister saw those thousands of protesters demanding public sector pay rises as he came in.
Absolutely. They're all along Whitehall, outside Downing Street, near Parliament, very, very vocal, waving their banners, very, very unhappy. We've been there throughout all these strikes, and there just is no end in sight. There really is a standoff in quite a few sectors, for example, particularly the teaching sector, but also with nurses as far as any resolving of this dispute is concerned. You've got junior doctors just over from Parliament near St Thomas's Hospital picketing there, and as I said, they're out on strike. All of this in a context of inflation over 10%, the rise in the cost of living. That is quite a backdrop for the Chancellor's budget today. And what is interesting is we expect that there will be some childcare provision, extra provision that is made. It's extremely expensive for working parents here. And that will be really in a budget that tries to entice both younger people who have children back into the workforce and older people, maybe in their 50s, who actually, since the pandemic, have decided to retire. So we will watch for those. And it's not thought that there will be any tax cuts. So really a very difficult context for people living in the United Kingdom.
Thanks for that, Bénédicte. France 24's Bénédicte Paviot live in London.